Hey guys, Matthew and Jax here. How's it going? No, it's been a real long time, but I'm gonna try to get back into a little bit of the flow of YouTube. I really haven't been doing much, but I see some people are still subscribing, some people are still commenting, so some people still like my videos, no matter how old they are. So I think I'll try to get back into the flow of things. Now, I decided that I had some inspiration. I went on World of Crealis and I saw some of their builds, and I had some inspiration to go and try and build my own little estate. I'm building on Craft Realms Creative right now. Um, I've got this really huge plot all to myself, and I'm trying to think, now what should I do with this? I've got all this space, and I have no idea what to do. Well, you see, everything else looks really desolate. So I want my thing, whatever I'm going to make, to be the best damn thing in this desolate area to try to bring some tension to detail. Like, what the hell is that? It's like an L? Something? I don't know. Looks like someone tried and gave up. So I decided I was going to build an estate. Not sure what type of estate just yet. It's not going to be a shining silver one like a lot of people have. And I really hate the chat. I might even just turn off the chat. Uh, Video settings. Nope. Multiplayer settings. Chat. Hidden. There, much better. And I'm decided that I'm going to build like a darker mansion. And I'm not a half bad builder. I'm still learning. I've got plenty of things to do. But I want to use this as an opportunity for people to see my builds and then provide constructive criticism on it. So I'm going to show you building it. Hopefully it inspires you. Hopefully it teaches you some things. Um, Hopefully for those of you who are better than me, don't, laugh at me. Just give me some constructive criticism. It's gonna be a really, really long episode, so just be aware of that now. You're probably already seen the video thumbnail and in the video itself, but I'm just letting you know now that this might take some time. I usually like using World Edit when it comes to stuff like this because it's a lot of builders dislike World Edit, but I dislike doing repetitive tasks like this. Now you see what I'm doing right here is I might use different terms to what a builder might actually use, but I'm building the outermost layer. Now what I do is with my builds is I build my wall first, and the whole thing's gonna look ugly as hell. And then what I do is I begin to add features in and smooth it, and you continuously smooth it more and more. And as you smooth it out and you give it more texture, it begins to resemble something, and it becomes a lot nicer. So that's what we're gonna try to do here. I'm just not gonna. Do I have slash give? Oh, right. My bad. Multiplayer settings. Commits only. Do I have slash give? What the hell? I just said hidden commands. Well, I keep messing up. Options. Multiplayer settings. I guess they're technically commands. Oh well. So I won't be able to use any of the special blocks. I'll only get what's in the creative inventory. And I think some of it is limited because of grief usage and, spamming and yada 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 yada. So we might be a little limited here in terms of what we can do. Uh, so the first thing I want to decide is the entrance. I think I'm going to have the entrance. I'm going to have a stairway up. I'm not going to build ground floor. So first we've got to decide where to build the entrance. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to show you my idea for where it should be. Come on, We've now got a wall up. I was thinking around right here. Now let's build a nice, let's build a small, nice entrance. We're gonna use some brick stairs. I really like brick. Some people say they dislike brick when building. I'm not like that. I love brick. To me, brick is just amazing. Now, you'll notice immediately that I'm playing on the, default Minecraft, settings, the texture pack, and I do this purposefully. I want to make sure that even the noobs get to see nice stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone has powerful, I don't have a powerful computer. Not everybody is able to run graphics, shaders, kind of just like being default. Alright. I'm obviously going to add more to these stairs. This is just for now. I might even delete these stairs later on and try it again. I'm not even sure. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna create a porch, so we're going to take out these stairs. What I really would recommend doing is you keep trying, you keep building stuff and see what you like and dislike. You always have to have that some sort of end image in your mind when building. You have to have some sort of, you want to know what your final product is supposed to look like. So let's try something. Do I want this or do I want this? Some people might disagree with me with my building style. Again, I'm building a little darker here. Now, this gives a good comparison. What fits better with the blocks? This will give it a more outright appearance, and this will just blend in more. So, do I want the outward appearance or do I want it to blend in more? I think I want it to blend in a little bit more. And we'll use the quartz elsewhere. Not sure why I'm covering this. This is, again, probably the most simple part of building. We haven't gotten into the harder stuff yet, which is the extra detail. Uh, and I haven't, worked on the outside of this yet, so. Yeah, just don't know about you. How about this in the comments for those of you, just say you're at this part in the video. Uh, do you or do you like or dislike World Edit when it comes to building? And if you like it, what do you use it for? I tend to use World Edit for repetitive building stuff like this, where I'd be able to do / set or / stack. And I don't even know why I was building. I don't even have the bricks up. I might, again, I have to think real long and hard on where placement should go. I don't really have many odd angles to this, so in order to make up for this, I have a design idea. I'm going to have a path that will go through the middle of the building in 3 different ways. Uh, and that will be near the basement area. But I'm not getting anywhere close to constructing that just yet because I want to have the outside wall done so I have a mental image in my mind. You never create the extra stuff first. Always create this part first. I mean, that's how I do it. I wouldn't try building something extra. I probably shouldn't even be building the staircase. I shouldn't be worrying about the interior yet. You should focus on the exterior first. And again, test and design, see what you like, see what looks good. Um, Make sure you keep an eye on what you're doing because I wasn't paying attention to measurements. We're going to see how that plays out when I start building the roof. The roof is the roof can be considered hard when when you didn't take measurements. I'm not sure if this is odd or even, and one of the my favorite uses of world edit would be to see centering or yada yada yada. You know what? Whoops. Yeah, that looks beautiful. I hate when that happens. I dig that. Alright. Hmm. I'm gonna be quite honest with you right now. This is ugly. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Another thing that I like to notice too when you build is the longer it takes and the more effort you put in, I find that the nicer it looks. So again, we're not close to that part yet, but when you start building and adding your extra detail on, just keep that thought in mind. The nicer it looks. I might even stop for a second and add an extra thing on maybe not the bottom, maybe I'm thinking the middle or bottom should have an extra block on because I feel like building with threes just doesn't look nice enough. Because when I look at a lot of the other buildings from Mythrenta and World of Crealis, they always have such high roofs inside of the rooms, and they're just very nice looking. It's very realistic. It's not easy to master these qualities, and I'm still learning. So that's why I build to get better. Just let me do something real quick. I'm just gonna moving around because I'm getting uncomfortable sitting there. All right, now I'm a little bit more relaxed. Okay. I wish I had, I don't know if I have /P time. I kinda hate building in the dark because when you're using darker textures like this, it kinda gets hard to see. I've got my brightness up 100% because regular darkness or moody in Minecraft is just like looking at a black screen. But somehow switching places has messed up my mojo when it comes to three block high things. The wool. So, no wait, never mind. I have it back. Alright. Now I'm gonna add an extra 2 blocks on the second floor that I just created, so that way we have a little extra room to build on the inside, but also to decorate it on the outside. Now, since I already decided that we're building a stairway, this bottom floor right here automatically becomes the basement. This is not the first floor. Never use this as the first floor. You always want to have the first floor right around here. I might even, because I'm making the path, I'm going to give this side an extra block, so which means we're going to stop building, and this is why I always say test and design, because you don't want to do this, what I'm doing right now, because that just extends the times of your build. Say you like it that you build, and you decide you want something else. So now I have to deconstruct part of my build, make accommodations, and then rebuild those parts again, and that's time consuming. And so just make sure you are totally set on what you want to build when you start building. Otherwise, you're going to be doing this rookie mistake, and I really shouldn't have done that. But like I said, I wanted to make that path. You can't really do it for 3 high path. It's going to cut into the first floor a little bit, and I don't want that. So, yeah. But again, this is basement. So I'm on. So what I said with the path is, I'm probably going to build. Well, not probably. I'm going to build in the path, and you'll be able to walk underneath the building. There'll also be paths going around the building, which is why I left some space out. Um, and you'll be able to walk through the building to get to the other side. There'll also be entrances. Uh, to inside the building from the path and whatnot. I'm probably going to create an outside patio or cooking area with a balcony around here looking out. Um, and it's kind of hard to do so. I kind of want to make it a beach house. I don't think this type of color is meant to do so. Furthermore, it's not really, I could build some sand and water. I'm actually not even sure if I can use water buckets in the server because again, people want to, be a smart aleck and try crashing the server. And this being a crack server, you know, if you're smart enough to do it, you'd be able to make as many accounts as you want, and you'd be able to pretty much avoid your bans. I know how to do it, but I'm not going to say purposely because people will start doing it on the server. Let me fill in this hole, and I'm going to add the 2 extra on top, and then I'm going to redecide where I should place my stone brick. I'm also going to add in the wood. I'll raise the wood higher. Now, stone brick isn't your only decoration. That first brick that you use for attention or whatever block you use, that first block you use to divide the floors and stuff like that, that really should be your marker for how you want to go about setting up your extra detail. I've seen other people use it without it, but in reality, how I do is I use that as my marker. You want to just make sure you're on mark with it, and so it's not like choppy. By choppy, I mean like it's weird looking. Not very. I've tried a few wool building. I'm gonna be quite honest here. I really haven't wool build. Like when I say wool build with wool. I tend to use stone bricks and wood and regular bricks. Yeah, I'm not sure why people say brick building so hard. I really find it quite easy. Just gotta find a use for them. Alright, so let's bring these spruce logs up a little bit. Whoops. I don't know why they call it wood. They should just call it logs. That's pretty much what they are. I think they were called logs at one point, but they switched to wood. Alrighty. Might even actually have to add an extra one on now because of the extra height that I'm going to have to give. So if I want this to be 5, uh, down there to be like 4 or 3, I'm going to need some more room. I know that. I'm not going to bring the logs up this time just because it's going to take too long. I'm just going to do this. Yep, this is what I mean by repetitive tasks. But certain you you can't world edit certain things. But when you're setting up the first part like this, I really recommend just using world edit because it just speeds up the process so much. I might just do it like this to keep this simple. Yeah, this works. I think this is the fastest way I can build this up. That was weird. Alrighty, now let's take a good look at some of these smaller areas so that way we can get a better representation. Alright. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually rather hard. Let me just do this like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're 10 blocks high right now. Now, that gives me opportunity for 5 and 5. Don't know if I want to do 5 and 5. I think I'm going to do 4 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 and 5. Now, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Right. 11 I'd be able to do 4 and 6 because you have to subtract 1 from the one you're taking out. Right. Now but this works. Might actually switch up spruce logs. I think it looks nicer without it. Or substitute something later. Or, you know, I could just alternate. I'm not... I see something real nice developing right there. Like this corner right here. With the spruce log stopping like this looks real nice for some reason. Whoops. Lord only knows what these people could be chatting about right now. If I turn my chat back on, they're probably cursing like sailors. Can't wait to get to the more exciting part of the build. I'd say if we continue at this rate, we'll be there maybe 10, 15 minutes. I'm gonna add this extra side right here. I'm probably going to make the second floor, my bad, the second floor because the first floor, the ground floor level, is technically a basement. I'm probably going to add the second floor and have it be smaller than the first one. Maybe larger. I'm not sure. I can make it larger. That's going to make the stairways really big because I won't, be covering it up. And I saw an interesting, very, very interesting design recently when looking at World of Crealis's videos. I don't subscribe to people because people will be able to see when I subscribe. But the video was very, very interesting. Um, so what they did was, I tend to use up every space and inch of my build. I don't like you leaving it out. But what they ended up doing was they ended up using the house itself as like kind of a husk, and then they would create the inside, like kind of just like making a big box and then creating houses on the inside. And I thought that was really an interesting idea for room design, and not not because actually technically it's because I'm new, but just because I haven't seen that type of style before, and I might be using that style here just because there's so much room for me that there's really no need for me to you know and of course I'm gonna fill up all the room I can with the on the inside and the bottom floors on the I mean the first floor, so that way they touch the windows, and the windows, if you look through them, there's an inside. It's not just like, ooh, look me, you're looking at a gray wall or something, or room that doesn't connect to the hallway. I want to make everything as accessible as possible. Now I'm gonna raise the logs. I'm gonna have to decide how big I want it. So let's raise them up a little higher. Um, Stone brick, obviously. Let me actually work on that first. Add an extra layer of stone brick. I'm probably in a few minutes. I'm going to take a step back from the build and just say snapshot moment, and I'll leave probably in the description video links in case people are too lazy to watch the whole thing and see progress on it as I go through it. God, I hate night. I said before, everything's so much darker at night. Like, come on. My one fear right now is this right here, the back and the side. I didn't give myself a lot of room for A, the path, and B, extra design, because I could take 1 or 2 blocks doing that, going outward from the building. Then I probably want to have a 2 or 3 block wide gravel path, and that wouldn't leave much room for grass or aesthetics. Alright. So, now, you think I'd go back over there and test out the thing. First, let me actually back up. Like I said, I'd back up. It's starting to look a little nice. I just, wish I could add more room. Looks nice so far. This definitely needs a bottom block. First thing I can see immediately, it needs some sort of bottom block. I might just circumvent that by using cobblestone stairs or maybe a slab. No, actually, let me see this. I'm gonna try several types of stairs. Gonna try you. We're gonna try you. Gonna try you. And we're gonna try wait, another brick stairs. And we're gonna try you. So let's take a look. I mean, not these. I'll use these for the roof. So let's look at you. Kind of fits with the theme. And I'll be able to use this. Okay, what about this? Doesn't fit with the textures as much, so no. And finally, what about you? It's, it's, it's so dark, I can't make a decision. But when I have something to say like that, I mean, obviously, I feel like this fits. Maybe, actually, maybe not too much red. If it's a little darker. Actually, if it's a little darker, I don't think I'd be able to see the stairs at all. It's very hard to see it right now. So, I guess out of all of them, the cobblestone stairs wins. So let's add the little stairway design. Now I'll take a step back, see how it looks. And then I'll continue on to the second floor. Once I have the second floor, we'll begin to work on the path because that's extremely important. I want to make sure that my path won't affect me going into my inside building. Now, when I'm going to my inside building, again, I'm going to say this, I have not worked on, uh, I have not worked on furniture when it comes to things. So, it's going to be interesting to see how I will be able to cope and work on the inside of the building. I wish I can speed this process up. Not very good with the timing because I'm getting blocks everywhere and I'm missing blocks. For some reason I got the little tune of dun, like that little theme from Luigi's Mansion just stuck playing in my head. Anybody ever play that game? That game was nice. It didn't really scare me as a child. I actually, I liked the game, but I really didn't have any thoughts of it. My friend always told me there was like these bunch of extra levels and stuff, and I believed him. I could never get past. I think I got to the hidden mansion, but I never, I never really cared of picking up enough money to, get far enough in the game to get the extra levels. But yeah, starting to come together. It's starting. Very small, but starting. Oh, I see what. I think I see something I want to do. So let's go back to my gray wall. One, two, three, four. Just realized I don't have any bricks. Now, yeah, I'm kind of breaking my laws again, but I'm testing to see how I like this. And I'm going to be adding a little bit of aesthetic design just so I can test. I'm just going to say one thing right now. If you hear me rage, I absolutely abhor and detest stair building. Stair building to me is just annoyingly impossible sometimes because the stairs don't necessarily want to go where you want them to go, and it just becomes frustrating at times. In terms of quality of builds in the server of Craft Rooms Creative, I haven't seen any good ones. They're all kind of lackluster. I can't really blame it. It's a crack server. People, don't really uh, give as much to their builds as creative server, totally dedicated regular creative server would. I think people just like doing it to see what they can do, learn that they can't do it too well, and then cry, run, and leave. Trying to decide now because I think I want to have it like this, and the upper one have. So I'm just going to raise this too. I'll use this little corner as my test example. And this is what I meant. Now, you were not going to be able to see those stone pillars on the outside, but we will be, I mean, yeah, on the outside, but we will be able to see them on the inside, and that's why I say use them as a marker. I'm not going to build, I'm just doing this, so that way that's like that. I'm going to do this. And here I'm just planning in for the eventual roof. It's going to stop right here. I'm going to just give this a little touch. because you have to stop building up at some time, especially for a house. You know, you don't want your house to be like 30 stories high unless you want to build a skyscraper, and in which point that wouldn't really be a house. You know, I really like that. Whoops. This is some of the extra hyper detail I like call it when you do stuff like this, I call it hyper detail because you're going extremely in depth with the detail. And build this up all the way. I'm just going to begin a little bit of this extra detail. And I'll also decide my roof pattern here. So this is a real large step in terms of deciding where the design is going to go. Now, I'm not even close to getting done with some of that stuff, but just so if you want to skip back like to the other snapshot, you can, but just take a real close look at what just happened. Now, a few moments ago, that didn't look like that. Now we have an extra layer going on the outside that starts giving it this outward appearance, and it becomes a little bit more appealing to the eye. Uh, if you look at it real close up, you know it's still believable that this pillar is being held between not this right here, the little crack from the stairs. It's believable that this can hold up this, and it supports it. Alright, so let's finish the second floor. Damn it, I said third. I'm just gonna do one layer in and then build it as I normally do. When I mean layer, I mean I'm gonna have one gray wool and then I'm gonna just stand on top, shift, and because you can only reach like 3 down when you're using creative, and you can only reach 2 down when you're using survival. So just be aware of that fact. Otherwise, you could just be spending pointless time trying to do things that you can't. Whoops. Now, the one issue I have on this build, I'm just gonna get off real quick, is this. It's only three. I mean, yeah, it's a basement. It's supposed to be smaller, but it kind of feels kind of weird. Like something's supposed to be there. Now, if you're a really good builder, like if you pay attention to the World of Creel's YouTube channel where he spotlights builds that other people have done on the server, uh, you would notice that some of the builds, or a lot of the builds, are multi-layered, meaning that some of the blocks, there's like two or three layers on the inside. So just to break through and get into the building, you have to break two or three blocks, and that's you never want to do that. Oops, never want to do that. When I mean that, I mean you really don't want to break someone else's build. Don't do it. You could do that if you want. Just make sure that when you're doing it, you have a good idea of what you're doing. Normally, you have the outside layer, which you have the third layer, the outermost layer, is the outside layer. That's your layer that makes it look nice. The second layer would be your middle layer. That layer would that layer would contribute both to the inside and outside, giving well when you had the outside. So I'm gonna just give like a small design here. So just let's just say it like this: 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. You obviously would be using many different blocks uh, to do something like this. You would have three layers. And I'm just going to do this simply. So you have three layers. You have the outside layers, which is what you do for the outside. You have the middle layer, which you help contribute to the outside. So I'm just going to pull a slab, and you'd contribute to the outside and the inside if you could. But I'm not going to work on this long enough to, show it to you. I might do something for the outside. I might use something multi-layered, just to give an example. Oops. And in the middle would then have this. So when it branches over, you have something that looks nice. Then the inside layer will have, say, some glowstone, something. and so you have you have the middle, and the middle which would help both the outside with the aesthetics and the inside. Then you have the outer, which make sure when you start building something like this, I don't do it too much, and I'm giving it from how I would build it from my mindset. You might have a different mindset, or a different builder might have a different mindset. Make sure when you're building on the outside layer that you always leave some room, so that way you can, from a middle layer, you can add some aesthetics. Because when the middle layer takes over, and say that slab right there, it makes it look a whole lot better. Just realized that I made that mistake. I keep making mistakes. I'm tired. Alrighty now. I think at this point, since I'm using this to cover it, and I will be using the stone brick to kind of, floors, you probably wouldn't see on the exterior interior. At this point, I'm just using it as a marker and as a base to make things easier. If you really don't want to have the stone brick, you don't need to have it. If you're using it the way I'm using it, but I just like having it there. And the next thing we'll work on is the path through the inside of the building, because that's the most important thing right after this. Then it'd be the roof. Then we have the inside of the building to do. But yeah, I don't know if I want to continue after I build the roof, because I'm still a good 20-30 minutes away from doing the roof itself. Uh, I mean, when I say doing, I'm probably finishing the roof. That it's gonna take some time. I wish there was like a little thing that tells you how much you're recording. I don't know how long I've been recording. Oh god, I'm breaking the fourth wall. Oh god. Oh, I've been engaging the audience. I've been going out of character. You know what? Call me Jesse and James from Team Rocket, breaking the fourth wall so many times. It's not funny. Alright. Yeah. So, I'm not even going to add the extra design yet, because this is more important. Alright. So, there is going to be use of that stone brick. The stone brick's going to be the roof, and I'm probably where the stone brick is. I'm probably going to have it. Well, it's gonna, I'm not gonna say anything. You'll see the inside when we get to it. Alright, so first we want to decide where we want to be. I think right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna add some basic design right now. I'm gonna just keep it simple for now. For now. So that way, we'll be able to edit this later, but we're gonna just keep this very simple so that way we don't try to stress ourselves out. But this is just to mark it, really, show that it's here. More aesthetics come later. The hell? Ah, I'm screwing up. Oh, because I included that. If you want to add something there, you can. That makes nice design. And you know, I think I'm going to add a side path too, in case you're too lazy to walk around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, da, 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 do, 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 Alright, and this is our inside path. Now we'll add the extra details, and that will lead into the roof. Once we have the roof done, we'll start working on the path again. Once we have that done, we can finally work on the inside of the building itself. Whoops. And I'm going to show you why I'm getting lucky now, but I hate stair building with a passion. It's just very, very tedious. Very tedious. I gotta erase the logs again. But I think you can finally start to see this build coming to life. Really, you can do this with almost any type of style, any type of texture, but I just chose a darker theme. Now, remember when I started off by saying I'm going to be honest with you, this looks ugly. Looks ugly as hell. Well, at this point, if we step back, take a good look at it, I would make the argument that it doesn't look as ugly anymore. And it's just gradually you gotta add layers on. And really, that's how you get through a build like this. There it goes. I was trying to figure out, where did I leave off on this wall? And there's starting to show why I hate stairs. Stairs just, if you click on it wrong, the wrong angle, you know, they produce a different shape than you want it to. Not to mention that they're extremely sensitive when it comes to placement. And it just, after a while, to me, it just gets on my nerves. Which is why I find doing the roof and doing stairs as part of your design, which everybody uses stairs. Stairs look it looks really nice. Just some of the most tedious parts of the design because stairs like to go whatever way they want to. Then again, the harder something is to to work with, the nicer it looks. Alright, that's one level down. Now this is a little bit easier because I don't have to try focusing on trying to get up. I just want it down. You can already tell I'm moving at a faster pace than I was before. Oops. Alright, that one's done. Once I do this, I have to, actually, I should just do the roof. I want to add the extra detail, but let me do the roof first. But I recommend doing something if you have inspiration for it. If you really have inspiration on a design on something like part of your thing when you're doing another thing or you have something planned and you really have, you really have in your mind, don't wait. Just go and do it because if you wait, um you'll start to doubt yourself. You'll begin to forget it. All these factors will start happening. You just want to do it while you still have in your mind. Trust me when I say this. I might just, whoops. That's what I mean by stairs. I didn't even have it down, but it went on the down. went on the lower part. Stairs are very sensitive when it comes to building. Lag. I hate when that happens. It registered the block building, but it teleported me. I'm lucky I didn't get kicked for that. Because if that happened, Minecraft Logic would have thought I was hacking. Teleporting again. I wonder how many stacks of cobblestone I would have blown through to make this. How many sheeps I would have had this year. And I'm trying to figure out where that's a long teleport. That's weird. We're almost done with this. But I can't be teleporting when I'm doing the roof. No, 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 that's not how I roll. Now, I kind of made this simple. I didn't, have extra layers on the, like this, only go up to a certain height, or that go up to a certain height, and then mix the roofs together. I'm just going to have the roof all together in one. I guess that makes my build a little bit simpler and handicaps it a bit, but still going to come out in the end very nice. Now, keeping in theme with the build, I'm going to use stone brick. What the f... Oh no, you're gonna make me rage. Mom, stop! And now my mom's home, so she wants to control everything. No, I'm making a building thing. Oh, this is annoying. Why? I guess when it teleported, it didn't register the block builds. I don't know why they're still on my screen if they're not, real. I've got to test each of these blocks now. Where I was teleporting in, because if I've got blocks disappearing on me, I'm gonna be real pissed off. Alright, I think I teleported a little bit back here too. So I'm just gonna... Alright, we're good. Alright, let's try this again. Now you may be wondering, what in the world am I doing right now? And I'm making the roof. The roof is actually going to start down here. And now you could be asking, why in the world am I doing that? Well, it looks nicer. You don't want to start the roof, say, here or here, because that just gives a huge gap. You leave so much wasted potential. I'm just gonna do a simple roof, so it's gonna be all stairs, but it's gonna stop like midway, and then we're gonna have a flat top. But another thing why I want to say, you look at the underneath, that looks nice. I'm also going to clatter it down a little bit, so underneath here I'll have an extra one. Oh, I thought it was close enough. Close enough, so that way that wouldn't happen. Whoops. I'm moving so fast. After this, I'm going to try a small design test, and then I'll be on my way to working upwards towards the roof. Like, on the roof itself. I think I might just be set with what I have. If we take a step back and look, this is what we have. If you look underneath, you get an interesting little design. I wonder. If I hold on, let me see what happens if I do it like this and this. Nah. I actually technically have 3 layers right now. It's a triple layer that I just developed. So you got your outside layer, you got your middle layer, and you got your inside layer. Except my outside layer doesn't. My outside layer, technically my middle layer is my roof. I mean, my outside layer is my roof. My middle layer is my extra details, and my inside layer is my wall. So it's going to be supporting both in the outside details of my roof. So usually the outside details the roof, but it could be the wall too. That's just for example on my build as it is right now. Now we're beginning work on this roof. I'll work on the roof a little bit and then we'll take a step back, take a look at the building. I'll probably work on the extra details just because I want to add the extra design. And then we'll step back, take a look at it again, and finish the roof. Once we do that, we then go underneath, go back to the path, work on the path, and then we can finally work on the inside of the building. As you see, there's a path with the cobblestone underneath. It's pretty much a path outlines for me. I pretty much know exactly where to go with this. That's going to be interesting to see because I have a feeling that part of this roof is going to act a little funny because of all the angles. I've got two different angles. So that's where, if when you have a building like this, that's where the tough part of this build comes in, because you have to compensate for those angles. This is going to be especially weird because I've kind of got like a rectangle, and that's contributing into this. This is also a rectangle. I didn't take exact measurements, so how the roof's going to turn out is going to be up for a chance. Just really, it's going to be up for a chance. There was no measurements taking. I have no idea of the size, width, or length of the building. I don't know the area, so come on, got teleported again. Did anything disappear? Doesn't look like it. So I'm just going with this roof design. Really, even though it should be simple, though what I have in mind should be simple, I'm taking a shot out in the dark because I have no idea how it's going to turn out because of the angles and the unknown measurements. So, yes, that's another rookie mistake. I was just trying to get an outline done, and I really didn't care how I did that. I'm just actually going to keep the spruce logs up one more. On the inside, it looks nice. I mean, there's obviously room for improvement, especially since I'm not done. But if you look around, it's got a really nice design to it and a nice feel. This could be a little bit larger. It kind of matches with the theme of this, even though this is a little bit bigger. Really, you can only see 3 blocks. You can only see 3 blocks down here. It kind of fits together well. The only issue is it's a little bit wide, but you know it doesn't really matter. I think I got all the spruce logs up. I keep thinking that block right there, there's those 2 flying blocks, is a player. I'm just like, ooh, there's a player. He's gonna come and check it out. I'm just like, oh wait, no, that's not a player. Damn it. There's no particular reason why I'm doing this. I'm just doing it to make it easier for me. I like to call this part weaving because you're kind of just weaving it together. Again, we're going to keep the roof real simple here. And really, once I get all the angles settled out, I'm only going to build it up a few more, and then I'm going to make a flat top roof and end it with some anvils. I might use stone slab for the top of the roof. Stone slab looks nice. Let's take a step back. This is how the house is looking right now. My little mansion. It's looking pretty nice. I might not add it in the video description. Ask her, I don't know. I definitely actually, even though I'm hyping the you guys are gonna hate me for it. Even though I'm hyping the inside, I'm actually probably gonna do this next time because this is running, even for a build video, this is running on for like an hour. Come on. I'm not building a battleship. But it'd be nice to build a battleship. I don't know how to build a battleship. I have to look at a ship. Whoops. I have to look at a ship and decide how I want to go about it. Building ships is like a whole nother category of just craziness. Then the guy, can't remember his YouTube name right now, but I think he builds in Tekkit. Don't quote me on that. Building in Tekkit with all the half slabs and all you know what I'm talking about. There's just 100,000 new materials you can build with in Tekkit. It's it's fun to build in it at the same time. It just ruins your life because there's just so much you can do. Keep messing with the. This is again, hate stairs. keep messing up, keep stopping, keep trying to fix it, mess up, keep trying. I hate these stairs with passion. Alright, now we switch. Go back to this. Roof's actually coming together very nice. Expected a little bit more resistance. I feel like it's been night for like an hour. I don't know why. It always feels like it's night. I don't notice it when it's day. I just notice it when it's night. I don't know why I do that. I just focus on night because I hate it, and I focus in on it. I don't notice when it's day. Just like it's night. Oh my god, it's night. Why is it so dark? I can't focus on what I'm building. I can't see. It's harder to envision. Yada 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 yada. Kind of wait, but I understand because some people like building night, and oh, I could use a night vision potion. I can imagine people, yelling at me for every time I complain about night. You know what? They should take out night. You know what, Matt, you need to use a night potion. Use a fucking night potion. Use a goddamn night vision potion. You know what? You suck. You suck because you don't use a night vision potion. You know what? Call of Duty's better than this. Or some type of, raging fanboy. Something like that. By the way, Call of Duty sucks. I would not pay 60. I think wasn't the last Call of Duty game $70. I would not pay 60 or $70 for a rehashed game every year. It's new guns, new kill streaks, same mechanics. Pretty much paying $70 for new DLC with new graphics every year. Come on, people. I know you can't be that blind. And when a game releases every year, it's not every other year. So technically the two studios work on the games for 2-3 years, but they always have them being published. But when you have a game coming out every year, there's two different studios that work on it. When you have a game being pushed every year, it's just not. It makes you wonder how much time and development was really put into the game, and if they rehashed the code. It's definitely frowned upon to rehash the code. That means take code from the old game and then use it to pretty much copy and paste. So that way you don't have to rebuild your mechanics. And I think some stuff is actually going to disappear. There's my disappearing blocks. Thank you very much. But just frowned upon because it's not you're not putting in any effort. Each block I do, this will get shorter each block I do. Oh, nice. That works out for me. I already have an idea I have in store for this, for at least that area. Not sure what I'm gonna do here. I'll have to figure something out. Ah, shoot. You know how Timmy's dad says, "Curse you, Dinklebird"? This is why I want to say, "Curse you, stairs! God, go the way I want you to." What the? Is it just me? Or is someone watching me? I feel like I'm being watched. This might actually, this mid part might just fit in. Not sure. Oh, that's annoying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, even though I'm going to keep this simple, I'm going to have my first intricate design. So this kind of stops here. I'm not going to stop the roof over there just yet. Let me just build this up a little bit more over here. See what I want to do. I'm not speaking just because I want to focus in. Let me just focus on adding these two sides in because that's the most important part right now. Once I do that, be able to breathe a little. This shouldn't have any issue. This might look a little weird. Alright, so I kind of just combine the two into the side. You actually get a nice little texture. It's looking real nice. So I'm just gonna build this up one, then we'll take a step back and see how it looks. Like I said, I'm gonna stop. I'm only gonna have a few more after this, and then I'm gonna stop, and I'm going to make it flat top. There's really not as many angles as before, so it makes things a little easier. There's probably two or three more. Oh, excuse me. Two or three more layers, and then I'm gonna flatten that off. This is how it's looking right now. Not half bad. Could be better. I'll add some more extra detail, but at this point, I'm gonna stop the video because it's getting a little bit long. If you want to see more of the build, make sure to like, comment, make sure you're commenting to tell me, don't just comment, and check out my theory that it only takes 2.0 seconds to subscribe. See you, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it.